Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Hi guys, welcome to the Goin Batty Livestream. We hope you guys are doing good. We just wanted to start up maybe a little differently. Look, we got a couple chickens facing off. We just wanted to show you our birds here real quick and a little bit of our setup. How's it all going tonight? We're glad to see you. Hey, Lone Star. Hey, wired to be retired. Julia, how are you? Good to see you guys. We're just starting it off a little different, mixing it up a little bit. Wanted to give you guys a chance to see our birds. These are the ones that we have raised and are starting to lay. We just really, and as soon as I need them to stop or be there, they take off. So anyway, that's our little temporary setup so that we can have the birds and then ship them off when it's time. We got a whole story to tell you about that. Hey, we're talking about something unique. Let me turn the camera around here so you can see Heather and I. Hey, there we are. How's it going? There we are, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi. We're going to show you some of the things going on in our gardens, and we want to talk about that when we get to the table. So we're starting in the garden, then we're going to end up at the table like we usually are. But we have been fighting blight terribly, and
I'm sorry, I'm saying hi to people.
Oh, okay.
So,
we've been fighting blight terribly, and we're going to show you some of the plants that we've been wrestling with, and we're going to talk about it and get some advice from you guys about how to deal with blight and how to some of the things that causes blight.
Yeah.
So the bugs are really bad. We're not going to stay out here very long. The mosquitoes like to eat.
We need the advice of people who are much further along in gardening than we all are. So like Foraging Freedom, if she were here tonight, she'd be one I ask.
Yeah.
So she's
but we're looking for advice from all of you. So
yes,
let's walk through the garden a little bit and show you some of the stuff. This is one cool thing. Katie planted these flowers and they've just done incredible. But look down here, one of her flowers has gotten it right there. So as you can see, we're kind of fighting it and you got to show off some of this stuff. Let's check out the cucumbers.
All right, some of our cucumbers are doing okay, but some of them have just like withered and died, and they're starting to go over here too. And we've had a lot of rain, and like the rain will come and it'll rain for a really, really long time. Like it'll rain all day long, which is not normal here in Ohio. Usually here in Ohio, you'll get like maybe an hour or so of rain. But it would rain all day, and it would be like 3 or 4 days straight.
But look at this okra.
Yeah.
This is okra, everybody. I've never seen an okra plant before, and you've gotten a couple of okra things off here, haven't you, babe?
I've gotten a couple pieces. I've got one here and here.
Oh yeah, and a bunch over here.
Look at that.
Over
here. They're not quite big enough to pick yet, but this guy's huge.
Yeah, that's a big plant right there.
Yeah.
That thing's huge. And there's Popolo.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what Popolo is, check out an American Homestead. It has a cilantro smell, a cilantro taste. It's a little bit, if you put too much in it, it can almost even have a soapy taste, which is interesting.
Yes, Lone Star, we are going to have fried okra. In fact, my grandmother, I told her I was growing okra, and it's the only thing in our garden so far. She's been like, really, okra? And I was like, Grandma, would you like some? She's like, yes, I would.
We got to show off our green beans a little bit because they're unique.
I need to pull this out. We got a locust tree growing in here.
Oh, no locust trees. Check out these green beans right here. I've never seen green beans. Sorry about the buffering, guys. We'll be inside in just a second. Okra, yuck.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, but it's so cool that a plant is doing well. Look at these awesome plants and the flowers that go with them. I've never seen a more beautiful green bean. It's kind of fuzzy if you get up in there.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
We missed that one. We need to pick that guy.
We need to pick that guy. Oh, and here's a bunch over here too.
Oh, is there?
Yep. There's some down here. Yep.
That was Jack's job to get those, as you can tell. My son did not.
There's Gina the dog. Hi, Gina. She's our pup. She survived being hit by a car. She doesn't turn left anymore, and she doesn't know how to bark.
She does.
But oh wait, that's not true. Here's some more issues with blight on our tomatoes. It's a little bit frustrating, but there's a couple of good ones kind of coming through and surviving.
Oh, wait, that one's ready to pick. This one here.
I think one of the biggest frustrations that we've had is the things that just we thought would be great ideas turned out to be not so great ideas. And it's a learning curve for us. But we've had tomatillos that have turned out really good. And we've gotten several tomatillos off of this plant. I'm probably saying it wrong.
Tomatillos.
Tomatillos. And then we've got some peppers down there. I won't take you to, but they're way down there. And then we've got our 4 roosters that we're gonna have to figure out what to do with before we move. And then this right here was supposed to be potatoes.
And we just had to let it go because...
And all of them have kind of turned out like that.
They were short, they were squatty, and they did that.
Yeah. And it happened early on in the season. But if Living Like Claire's here, or if she watches later, boom. Look how crazy this kale has gotten. We have pulled a ton of kale off of this. And this is well,
this is our area we're kind of letting go dormant right now.
What's that right there?
That was a lettuce that's gone to seed.
Cool.
But we kind of let it go dormant because everything here was done, but the kale has kept going, and we actually have some volunteer tomato plants right here.
What is tomatillo? Someone's asking what a tomatillo tastes like.
They have a little bit of a sour taste to them. They're in like the ground cherry family.
This is garden.
Like if you get salsa verde at a Mexican restaurant, that's what tomatillos are.
Salsa verde.
Yeah.
There's the one pumpkin right there.
Yes.
Lonely pumpkin.
I'm not going to win any pumpkin challenges. My pumpkin is short and squatty.
I think Tim Beverly had to go deal with something going on in his house, but if he were here, he'd still be proud of your...
One lone pumpkin.
Or is that the Hewitt?
No, that's Hewitt.
Hewitt Homestead.
Actually, was it Whistle Thicket?
Whistle
the
Thicket?
One that's doing the...
Okay. Well, I think Tim would still like it too, even though... So let me flip the thing around here. We're just going to walk into the house, start the show. Guys, we're going to talk about blight. So we need to get your advice. We've got some things that we've learned from people like the Alabama Gardener and just watching some other folks. And we just want to have a lot of fun with you guys tonight. We've got some of our story that we want to share. Run, Gina! Not into traffic. Oh no! You said this would be a happy place. But we're just going to be hanging out together for the next hour, sharing stuff, and hopefully having a little bit of fun. So get your questions and comments ready. We are going to have a great hour together. And we're going to talk about all the things homesteady that you could ever want to homesteady talk about. All right, here we go. Right in the house to the table where we do all of our homestead talk shows.
Ooh, it's a little warm in here.
It's warm and I'm out of breath because there we go. There's my Ford shirt, as you guys were all happy to see. Sorry about that. But there we are. Scooch in, babe.
Okay,
they can't see you. Well, there we go. So, tonight we're going to start talking.
We're kind of crooked.
We are kind of crooked. We're going to start talking about blight. So,
well, now we're crooked the other way. I'm not helping this. Am I?
She's helping.
I'm not helping.
She's trying to help.
I'm just not. Sorry.
Let's move it back there a little bit. There we go. Got settled back in and ready to play. We did a little bit of research and we found out what blight was, and it wasn't quite what I expected it to be. And it's basically a pathogen that creeps up on your plant. We looked on Wikipedia, we looked in Old Alabama Gardener, and there's a couple of different ways that you can treat all these different bugs, all these different things that attack your plants. And
stuff that we didn't know, or we would have, you know,
totally wouldn't have
something about it. But I mean, I have used neem oil. I did use BT on it for bugs and stuff, but I didn't know about blight until somebody at one time mentioned, don't plant your potatoes and your tomatoes next to each other, because if one gets blight, the other one will get it too, because they're, I guess, in the same family.
Yep.
I didn't know that. So, so we've got kind of a mess right now.
It's all about the microbes.
Yeah.
The microorganisms and the bugs that carry those microorganisms around. And what they do is they come in and they basically hit a stride where they start turning your plant black. And Old Alabama Gardener, who is just phenomenal, wisest guy. I mean, he just feels like, to me, everybody's grandpa because of the gardening he knows how to do.
He's like the Dalai Lama of gardening.
Okay, well, maybe. Yeah, I wasn't going there, but yeah, I think he is. And I think he had some good advice on what to do. He was like, get everything away from the ground. If you have tomatoes with blight on it, get the sapsuckers from the bottom off. Get it away from the ground, get all those little things away from the ground and get it up high and let it grow. And then he gave us some ideas on a solution that you can use that you can help fight against blight. So
he's like the Yoda of gardening. That's it.
Yes, he's the Yoda of gardening. Absolutely.
Oh, and by the way, Lone Star said that he wore the apron that Katie made him to cook for some friends the other night.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Awesome.
That's very cool. You're going to get to see a new Katie creation.
Yes.
Tonight, which we're really excited about. But look at that bean. That's what we're in for. We are trying to grow future food. And with our future food not working out so good this year, there were some pluses and there were some minuses. Now, I'm going to show you one of the pluses.
I'm sorry.
Grab the basket and let's show them the pluses.
Okay.
There have been some fruits of our labor. I mean, you've got some good vegetables in there. I mean,
tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers.
Look at this pepper. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, it looks crooked.
So, yeah.
There. We had some of those tonight with kielbasa and Polish sausage and that kind of thing.
Yep. And then I have now my tomatoes split because, like I said, of all the rain.
Yep.
And then it'll get real dry, and then it'll rain a whole lot again. That's what causes your tomatoes to split, is what I've been told. But these are purple Russian tomatoes, so I'm going to be canning those. So my tomato sauce is going to be a really dark color and not real red. So. Yeah.
Well, tell everybody, what do you do with the tomato when it splits like that? How do you cook it? How do you prepare it? Do you do anything different with it?
I don't do anything different with it. I mean, my grandmother canned those all the time, and she would just drop them in boiling water, pull them out, pull the skins off of it. But I actually watched Patera, and she does hers a different way over at Appalachia Homestead. She puts her tomatoes whole in a crock pot, lets them cook down, and then takes an immersion blender to it, a stick blender. Wow. And she doesn't peel them or anything. And I tried that last year, and it worked really well. And it like shaved hours off of canning tomatoes. Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, the old Alabama gardener told everyone, has a video out about soluble copper fertilizer. You spray the ground and you spray the plant, the top and the bottom of the leaves, and this stuff is to help protect when you first see blight happening. Now, I will say this, we have a lot of grass that grows up around our stuff. We have a lot of weeding we have to do, and some of our as you saw, some of our squash and pumpkin plants have just exploded and gotten really, really big. And we don't know what that's going to produce. Right now, it's only produced one pumpkin and a few squashes.
Yeah, but the squashes were volunteers anyway, because the chicken run used to be there, and those and all the tomato plants in there are volunteer too. So they're kind of interspersed weird. So, you know, it's kind of hard to find them, so you kind of have to step around everything. But Trucking It Up said that he's broke down. And they had to, what was it? Setting in the shop, broke down, hauled out a rear end last night. So yeah, so I'm sorry about that.
We're that's praying a bummer. For you, man. That's huge.
Brad Toby's wife is at Kings Island right now.
What?
So, by us. She's
have her stop by. Tell her to. Well, I guess we can't go because we got to do this. But that's awesome, man. Yeah. That's very cool. Why aren't you there, Brad? Anyway, we're going to tell you in just a second some other creative solutions to fighting bugs in your garden. But first, before we do that, I'm going to let my ADD get the best of me, and I'm going to answer one of these questions. And yes, we are so glad to see the Big Family Homestead in their new homestead. Yeah. It is so beautiful, exciting, cool, and we're so happy for them, and it's so great. We've been texting back and forth, and hearing all about it and watching the videos right along with you guys.
Yeah.
And so keep praying for them, because there's still a journey ahead with getting the place up and running. And of course, I can think of no two better people that'd be able to get that going and make that happen. So we do a huge shout out to Big Family Homestead. Check out their channel. I was actually watching one of Brad's videos on the worm farm today. He's got a video out there about how to use a worm farm, and so that was very helpful. And we're farming worms.
I just rubbed my eye and I had something on it. I think it must have touched a pepper or something.
Ouch! Live right here. Do you need us to get you anything?
I think I'm okay. It's just my eyes kind of watering. Sorry,
all right,
guys.
we'll keep going, and if you need to take your eye out, let us know. You know, Heather's had a false eye for a long time.
Rub some dirt in it, I'll be okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so back to the blight. The blight has been an issue, and we need to learn better how to deal with it than we did maybe this time. I would suggest, and Heather and I talked about this, that one of the things that we have to be careful of as homesteaders is to not bite off more than you can chew. And one of the things that I did, and there's a couple of things that I did where, Heather's kind of looked at me going, I don't think we're ready for that. We went ahead and got 6 rabbits. That was too many. And so now we're gonna rehome those bunnies that we can't take to Ohio with us. So
we're in Ohio.
I mean, you know where I'm talking about.
To Dayton.
To Dayton. That's enough from the peanut gallery. I'm trying to talk. No. And so we're going to be hopefully finding homes for those rabbits and slimming it down a little bit. But the other thing too is know your limitations when you're homesteading, because I think that our garden is huge and it takes a lot to maintain it. And maybe next year we keep it tight, we keep it small, we keep it manageable, and we get some really good food out of it.
Well, we have to, because with us being at a different place, here, we planted last year some blueberries and raspberry bushes for my mom and some asparagus. She doesn't eat anything real big. It's just her. So we probably won't do the garden out in the yard. We'll probably do the one next to the barn, pull everything out, put compost down, because that compost pile probably would cover that area, and that would be really good.
Absolutely.
But it's just, that would be too big for her, and even with us coming up twice a week to help her, that's still a lot,
Yeah, absolutely. Know your limitations.
Yeah.
And don't bite off more than you can chew, because the rabbits are depending on us and we need to do the right thing by them.
Yeah.
The garden was depending on us and we need to do the right thing by it as well. But here are some of the creative things that we saw when we were looking around to figure out how do we control bugs and stuff like that. One was aphids that come and eat your plants.
Lone Star had a problem with aphids, I believe, on he had a jalapeno plant where they just ate it up.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
okay.
So this is for you, just in case you need to know.
Take a small bowl of soapy water and just set it in between your plants. The aphids will come in and do their little thing, and they'll die. So that's one thing that we figured out might help. The next thing is to attract slugs. Take a bowl and put it in ground level so that the bowl is just right there at its ridge is right there on the ground level, and then pour a little beer in it, and the slugs will be attracted to it. They'll go in there and they'll drown in the beer. That says yummy.
Yeah.
And then just keeping that plants high and growing up is always always a tough one. So we've noticed a huge difference in the bugs this year. In the short time that Heather and I were just out in our garden, they were all over us. My legs are chewed up right now.
Can I say something? Noah's Ark, 1962, said that eggshells will cut up slugs.
Say that one more time.
That eggshells will cut up slugs.
Oh, really?
I guess if you put them down around the bottom of your plants.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. We didn't know that. Thank you.
Awesome. Good
we
deal.
need to write that down. Can I write that down?
You write that down.
Okay.
Didn't have a hard enough winter to get rid of the bugs. You're so right, Brad Talby. And we're feeling it, man. My legs are feeling it. I got itching all over the place.
Well, and even in the ground, like when we were digging, like I was finding those grub worms. I mean, a lot of them. Tons of. I'm talking about like I would have an entire like mason jar full of grub worms when I would dig and plant, give them to the chickens. But all the ones that I got, how many of them did I not get?
Dry grits have kept fire ants away from who knows.
Oh, dry grits.
That's a good idea. That's great. Yeah, the bugs are terrible, and I'm hoping, and I probably won't get it, but I'm hoping for a really, really cold winter. I mean, one for the record books, because I just think I love cold winters anyway. That's part of the reason why we live in Ohio.
Drop something.
You dropped your watch, Kate. And so hopefully that'll help. I don't know, but we're feeling the bugs right now. So anyway, the other thing that was suggested to us was, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, so keep talking in the live stream and we'll come back to some of the conversations.
Brad says that the leaves are already turning at his house.
That doesn't surprise me because it's been cool here.
Well, and
it's been cool.
He lives probably, I don't know, about two maybe 3 hours from us. So he lives up around Hocking Hills somewhere.
I hate cold winters. I live in Canada.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
You're living in the wrong place.
You probably have a reason to hate winters.
Yes, we have no reason to complain about winter.
Sorry.
You live in Canada.
Winters are brutal here in Orlando. Sometimes I have to wear socks.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, that's funny.
I have family that are in Texas, and like they complain when it gets like, Texas,
it's 60 degrees.
Yes.
Get my winter coat.
Well, I had an uncle get off the plane one time, and it was like 60 degrees here, and he's like in this leather bomber jacket lined with like lamb's wool and everything, and we're going,
that's just crazy.
Not that cold.
Sprinkle dry grits on fire ant mound, and they feed to the queen, and she explodes.
Awesome! My boys will love that.
Okay, so one of the things that were told to us was, don't save your seeds.
Don't save your seed potatoes.
Well, they said seeds. They said in the video that I watched, it said don't save your seeds from one year to another, because if those seeds have blight on them, you're just planting the problem all over again.
Well, I think
the microbes. You got to worry about the microbes. And we were watching a potato guy, but he was talking in general of all plants, tomatoes. What are you constructing? That's awesome. It's like background stunts going on.
Well, I think you need to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like an experienced gardener would know what to look for when it came to something that's blighted, or if your plants had been blighted or something like that. They would know you don't save seeds from that. Just get rid of those and start new.
Would you say this year with the plants that we've planted, should we save the seeds from those?
I wouldn't.
Should we ditch them?
Start
over again?
I just think I don't know enough about saving seeds. Like the only ones I might save seeds from maybe the beans, because I think those are probably the easiest to do.
Right. You can't use potatoes you grow as seed potatoes. Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
So, and like I think like all of our potatoes we bought from Rural King, and I had a great success with them last year, and I just wonder if the ones, like, where would you guys, if you were going to buy seed potatoes, where would you buy them from? Because those are actually not real easy to find, because like when I believe Baker Creek, they don't sell seed potatoes, or that I saw. So I'm like, if anyone has like a reputable place where they buy seed potatoes from, that maybe you can order them off online, I would love to know, because the ones that we had just
Absolutely. I think we just have to be careful. You know, when it comes to that, I have to deal with something online real quick. Keep talking about your garden.
But yeah, so I mean, our garden did so well last year, and for it to not do so well this year, kind of being like me, it's kind of disappointing. Like, I wanted it. We didn't feel like our garden was big enough last year to kind of feed the way that we wanted to feed our family. But this year, we made it bigger, and we probably got the same amount of food out of it, only just different food. Like our cabbage hasn't done really well. Some of our tomatoes haven't done well. Our green beans have done great. Our okra looks really great. Everything that was planted in new dirt is doing really great. Everything that was planted in something where something was planted last year, even though we put compost down and all that kind of stuff, is not doing as well this year.
I have a theory, though, to one of our mistakes. And I know you agree with me, sweetheart, but I'll just put it out there. We tried to do some of the lasagna gardening, and we put, thank you, Kate. We put a barrier down of cardboard, straw, and wood chips. And I think that the cardboard that we put down had too many chemicals in it, had too much something bad in it, and it's just kind of messed up our soil. And so we'll probably be wise to do something else. I tried Back to Eden gardening.
Yeah, Brad
failed
told me
miserably.
that. Same here.
Yeah.
Same with us. And what I was told is that those wood chips have to age for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you're not in a place that you're going to be forever, then that kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, trying, and you have to dig down far enough to get, and I was actually in the dirt when I planted it and then put the wood chips on top of it to kind of keep, and it's still, I mean, everything that's planted in those wood chips is about that tall, and that's it.
Absolutely. So I just appreciate you guys giving us feedback about what we can do better. I have not ever tried to grow anything. And so I can't say whether or not I really can kill a plant really well. We know from experience that our indoor plants have not fared well.
I'm horrible with indoor plants, which is funny because I used to be a florist before I had children and everything, and people would be like, well, you should know about plants. I'm like, listen, I'm dealing with plants that have already been cut, and their life cycle is going to be short now.
Yeah.
But when it came to indoor plants, this is my philosophy after I had kids. I'm like, if it doesn't bark at me, I don't know it needs anything. Because I have 4 kids and a dog and a cat and chickens and rabbits.
Yep.
I'm like, if it doesn't make a noise and tell me it needs something, I don't know it needs anything. So.
The last nice guy one says wood chips and mulch are the perfect habitat for grubs.
Okay.
And that makes a good point. Did you all try square foot gardening method? Well, that's interesting because if I remember square foot gardening, it's in a raised bed. Raised bed, and that's where we're headed.
That's where we're headed at the house that we're going to live at, because the backyard is so small. So we're going to, I think, move to that method. So it's kind of off the ground. You can add more stuff. It's, I think, going to be easier to add more stuff into the soil once you plant things like compost and stuff like that than it is if, you know, back in the garden back there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So I think those are some lessons that we're learning, and I'll be honest with you, the whole front bed of this house that we're moving to should have kale.
Actually, the whole front bed of this house, it'll have some kale.
Yeah.
But it's going to be my herb garden, because I'm sitting there and looking, I'm like, sage, when it blooms, is actually beautiful. It's got these really pretty little purple flowers. I'm going to put in thyme, like creeping thyme, to kind of, you know, cover. I'm going to put rosemary in.
It's good in case we run out of time.
I was given bee balm and oregano by Krista. Ooh. So I'm going to plant those over there. So I'm going to have all sorts of just, if it's not edible or it doesn't help my edible, it's not being planted in there. So.
Popolo?
I might plant popolo. I have to wait till next year.
Popolo's fun.
Yeah, it had to go in the back. It's tall.
It is tall, but I guess, we could trim it and use it.
So
anyway, those are some of the thoughts we have about our gardening. We just feel like,
preemie mom of twins, we're moving in about 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So we should be, and we'll show you guys our house and everything, the inside of it, and all that kind of stuff in the backyard and everything like that. So once we get in it and look at it and see what needs to be cleaned and
the grand, vast landscape of Dayton, Ohio.
It's not very vast.
Yeah. Hey, is that a drunk guy throwing up? Oh, sorry.
Not in that neighborhood.
Not in that neighborhood.
No.
That's about 5 blocks down. And no, I'm just kidding.
Somebody commented they liked my Captain America shirt. Thank you. I stole it from Kevin. So I am just a little above Walmart ready today. You know how you see those pictures of people in your Walmart and you're like, "Meh." I'm just one step above that. Like, you know.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
That's all right.
Last nice guy won cover crops to build your soil. I agree. What's the plan?
What cover crop would you use?
Yes.
That's what we would like to know.
That's what we need to know. And get the pen ready.
I got it.
Because we need to write that down.
Yes.
We have been back and forth about what cover crop we should use. Please give us some advice. As we go through this, we're going to rip everything off. We're going to take off any cardboard that hasn't biodegraded yet. We're going to take off all the wood chips. We're going to pile them back in a corner somewhere where they can go and not hurt anything. What would you use to cover crop?
So, somebody asked about the move.
Oh, yeah.
Their new viewer. So, Thank you for coming. And
we're glad you're here.
We are going to be moving about 35 minutes north to a house.
This is Cincinnati, the point of my finger. Dayton's my nose. There.
Anyway.
These are the Great Lakes right up here.
So, we're going to be moving there to a house that we actually already own. We lived in Maryland, and we rented that house out, and the guy was under contract, so we couldn't move back into that house until his contract was over with.
Winter wheat clovers.
Here, write it down.
Yeah.
When his contract is over with, we're going to be moving back into that house. So right now we're staying with family, and family that has let us, you know, do the garden, do chickens, do, you know, all that kind of stuff. Now we are going to have to get rid of our chickens, and but we're going to keep some of our rabbits, and hopefully gives us a year or two to kind of save and try to save for our kind of forever homestead, where we could have a couple of acres and we could have the animals and stuff like that. So
beets are a good cover crop.
Really?
Beets? I love that.
You hate beets.
No, I like the idea though. I'm okay with anything that we eat. Okay. I don't eat beets. Heather loves beets.
But no one else likes
I don't have any problem with us growing something that we eat. But I go back to, and this is something that, you know.
Let's say turnips too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
An old-fashioned life, not an old-fashioned life.
That goes back to something that, you know.
I'm sorry, I missed the person who actually asked that question on there. It's like flying through.
That's okay.
Quickly, but.
No problem. It's Emery something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, but to answer your question, that's
Emery Shea.
Okay, Emery Shea. So that's what our plan is, and like I said, in about 3.5 weeks we'll be moving. So yeah.
And
hi, Angie's Pantry. I wanted to say something. She offered to send me a sourdough starter.
Oh, cool.
Which was great, but I asked her to wait till after we moved because I was afraid I was going to lose it. So I was kind of like, because I'm horrible about that. Like, especially when we're packing, I get all frazzled and I'm like, and I'll lose things. And like, I don't want to for you to be so nice and send me it and then me lose it and like never be able to make it. Yeah. And it's packed away in a box in the basement.
Well, we have a lot of stuff to move, and we have a lot of figuring out where everything's going to go. And so we're going to take our time, and we don't have much time to move, but we are going to take our time to get the place cleaned up and then get things moved in. Yeah. So anyway, I think these are great suggestions. We've seen winter wheat, clover, beets, turnips, all great suggestions.
So thank you for that, because we don't know. So.
Florida Singularity, yes, I did see the Gilligan's Island, where Mrs. Howell loves beets and found some washed ashore, and that was just hilarious. That was a great episode. So anyway, shout out to Gilligan's Island. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of our biggest beef right now, is the blight that's going on out in the garden. Tomorrow is a day where we can focus on the garden and we can start cleaning a few things up. Heather, when yours is at sharing stage, can you share with me?
I guess so. I don't know how to do that, but
it's learn.
I'll learn how.
Yep.
Maybe I'll talk with Angie and figure out how to do that. So.
How was the Blackberry crisp?
Oh, it was awesome.
Oh,
Mom wouldn't let me eat the rest of it.
Yeah, my daughter wanted to eat the rest of it. Now, here's my thing. Like, it was supposed to go in a 9x13 pan, but we don't have one of those. And so I did it in an 8x11 pan. And we always like the crisp. It's like this thick on the top, and then there's like that much of the berries on the bottom, and as much crisp as berries. And there's like
I wish I was your neighbor.
There was one piece left, and I have 4 kids, and I'm like, you can't have the last piece. That's just not fair, and I don't have favorite kids, so your dad gets the last piece, or your grandmother. Your grandmother should have the last piece.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yes, Florida Singularity. Thanks for bringing it up. You can make it with Thrive Life berries, although this time we didn't.
We had some that Krista had given me. She had to clean out her freezer. And she couldn't take them with us. And I believe they actually came from Donna Terry.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
And I mean, those things were, they're like as big as the top of my thumb. They were huge.
Oh, yeah.
They were yummy.
Oh, they were very good.
They were very delicious.
Very good.
It just makes me happy thinking about it.
Heather, I'm mailing you crochet books Friday.
Oh, well, thank you, Who Knows. That's very sweet of you.
Just remember to put them in caps so we can read them, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. My old eyes are kind of doing. I've got transition lenses now, so I got bifocals because I'm old. But anyway, it makes it easier for us to read. Yeah. Anyway, so we had an interesting night last night.
Yes.
We had a little bit of fun. We went out to something called Raffle Mania, and we got an opportunity to share with 50 people who had never heard of Thrive Life Foods. And so we were invited to go and be a part of a group where we were able to share what Thrive Life was all about, meet some new folks, do a little bit of networking. Heather made some incredible muffins, zucchini pecan muffins, and used the milk, the butter, the eggs, the zucchini, everything. And then we let them sample some of our strawberries and our blueberries. And
those were a big hit.
Those were a big hit.
People love those.
Yes. And we gave away a bunch of stuff, too.
The muffins were, too. I mean, I probably did. Stop texting me while we're in the show, girl. You're sitting right across from me.
I have the same kind of old people glasses, Kevin. Oh, thank you, Premium Mama Twins. I feel that's awesome.
My train of thought.
We were talking about the zucchini muffins.
They were, people kept coming to buy it. Like, I did little mini ones so that they were just like a bite and they could have them. And it went really well. I'm sorry. I'm like, I got to see what she texted me because she's sitting right there. So.
Well, anyway, off talk. You figure out what she's doing. We had a unique opportunity to find a networking group that could put us in front of a crowd of people that would be willing to hear about Thrive Life Food. I feel like I'm over a little bit.
Okay. Sorry.
I want to be near you. I gotta be near you. I want to be near you.
Touching me.
I know. It's because I love you, dear.
Okay. I wanted to show what.
All right.
Okay.
This is the bomb. Let me preface this. We got a chance to do something that is my favorite thing to do. I love to give free things away.
Yes.
I just do. It's a problem. It's an issue. And I like giving it and blessing people because you get a chance to see them go, what?
Yeah.
And that look on people's face is hilarious.
Well, and it's making new friends, too.
But it was. We're not above bribing you to be our friend. No, that's not the lesson. That's not the lesson, sorry.
Come to next and we will give you pie.
And we will give you pie. But anyway, yes, we were there and we met a lady who sells an amazing product and it's called Damsel in Defense. Yeah. And we traded some of our dried, freeze-dried food for this.
Okay, so this is to go on your keychain. And now how she explained it to me is this is for, women who, like, I was telling Katie, she's like, what would I ever need this for? I'm like, I said, say that you're getting off of work and you're walking to your car and it's dark out and somebody tries to grab you. Well, your keys are on this end, you have this thing, and this thing pops apart. You can put your keys in your hand like Wolverine and have the claws, and then you have this thing and you can, and then like that. And I'm like, that is awesome. I told her she's not allowed to use it on her brothers.
Yeah, so, that's important.
But
she had a taser.
Yeah.
She had a flashlight with an alarm on it.
She had almost like a little mini survival pack if you get caught at the side of the road. That had like a flashlight that had a strobe light in it, and
she had lunch boxes for kids.
Yeah, that taught them how to be safe. Yep. Which I thought, there were some really unique things there. I mean, there were things there like, you know, you had the lady that did Tupperware, and you had the Pampered Chef people, and you know, you had the doTERRA and stuff like that. But this lady had a very, very interesting product. And I mean, especially if you have like teenage daughters, or if your daughter's going away to college, or, you know, if you're a lady that lives by yourself or something like that. Some of the stuff that she had was really cool. And I just really, really liked her product. And so we gave her, just to make friends, I had made like a meal in a jar, and I had made chicken salad. And so we gave it to her because we didn't want to bring it home with us. And she gave us that in return, and I just thought that was really nice. But yeah, and somebody asked if it was fried rice food. No, it's Thrive Life, THRIVE.
Thrive Life.
Yeah,
food.
it's freeze-dried food. So,
it's normal food. Brad Tolby, what is CCW? We want to know. I'm not sure what that means, but I think Carlene, that's why I carry.
Is a concealed carry weapon.
Oh, yes. Right. Okay, I'm with you now.
Which
My bad.
that is great, but for somebody who like maybe is not,
who's our daughter, and
we
want to be safe, we had to come up with a more creative solution.
Yeah,
because she doesn't know how to have she doesn't know how to carry.
We don't have guns yet.
Yeah.
So
and we're in the middle of that. A lot of people have not heard of Thrive Life. Well, Thrive Life is a freeze-dried food company that we have neighbors that have decided to rev all the engines in their car. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Thrive Life is a freeze-dried food company, and it has when it is sealed, it stores for 25 years.
Most of it does.
Most of it. Some of it's 7, depends on the size of the can, but once it's opened, it has a year long before you can use it. And it is a great product. If you'd like to know more about it, check out our website at goinbatty.thrivelife.com. We had a big night. We've had several join our team, which is very exciting. We went from the Hoffman family homestead being a part of our team all the way up to 2 more now, and so we've got a team of 4. We're working together to let people know, if you're a prepper, this is a great thing to have. If you just want to be prepared for situations, this is a great thing to have.
If you have growing kids who eat you out of house and home,
this is a great thing to have.
Because like I've said before, like for us, like my husband, he gets paid every 2 weeks, and so keeping fresh fruits and vegetables in the house is almost next to impossible, because like your mushrooms will go bad. They'll eat all. My kids will. I actually had to look at them and say, you cannot have a nectarine until I've had one, because you guys ate all of the peaches in a day and a half, and I didn't get any of them.
Can you give me a banana?
But so this has worked for us, because that second half of the week, my kids are still getting vegetables. They can have the blueberries, the strawberries, stuff, things like that, and they're freeze-dried, and they don't go bad. Because strawberries and blueberries go bad so quickly. So they have those healthy snacks, and that way I'm not tempted. Not that I am a lot, but there is that time where it's like, it is just easier to get them like chips and this and that. And so we don't now.
Yeah.
And we do it less now, because I have that stuff that I can give them.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
So you got a banana here. The story of how it got to the grocery is a very long one, and it started maybe many weeks ago to get to the grocery through customs and through all the places. What Thrive Life has done is it's taken the banana straight off the vine, and within 2 to 4 hours freeze dried it. Some of the biggest freeze drying machines in the country freeze dried it and canned it immediately. And so it's the freshest food. It's non-GMO.
And it's just bananas. There's no
salt added. There's no preservatives added. When you get dried fruit, because I thought, dried fruit would be good. Well, a lot of times if you look at dried fruit, it's got sugar added to it. Like my boys don't need any more sugar. Is there a freeze-dried cook to go with it? That's funny.
Yes.
But here's the deal, and we're not going to
use it. I cook with it.
We won't get stuck on this too long. Yeah. But if you want a quick and easy meal, something...
He's laughing at you. Bananas don't grow on vines.
What did I say?
You said banana off the vine.
Off the vine. I'm sorry.
Donna Terry's here.
Hi, Donna Terry. We have 48 meals in a jar right now. Have about 24 plus some containers of cheese sauce mix. Awesome. Do you wash your produce in salt vinegar bath when you buy it.
Water
I could never keep produce long at all. Now I can this way. My strawberries last more than a week. Wow, that's awesome.
I did not know that.
That's very smart.
That's good to know.
That's good advice. If you want to freeze dry, if you want freeze dried food, Thrive is the way to go. Cheaper than buying freeze dried dryer machine. Those are expensive.
But anyway, let's move on.
Yes, let's keep going.
We need to talk about that.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we do. But we want to talk about the fact we had no water today, which was an interesting situation because with Thrive Life Food and with 4 kids, and it's kind of funny, but they had to drive down the road to use the bathroom.
Okay, I gotta tell you about this conversation I had with my son. We're out picking the beans, and he's like, well, what happens if I have to go number 2? And joking around, I told him, I'm like, you have to dig a hole. And he goes, really? And I said, why? Are you wanting to go dig a hole? And he goes, yeah. He goes, that'd be awesome. I said, well, you have to dig a 5-foot deep hole. And he goes, what? And I said, yeah, because the last thing I want him to do is, dig a hole and poop in our yard. So
here's why that's funny, because it's happened.
Yes, we've had
with our
do
family.
that. We've had a son do that before.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm like, dude, you don't even like digging like 4 inches down. There's no way you're gonna dig a 5-foot hole.
Trucking it up. Thanks for joining us. We're praying for you. Hope everything goes well. But yeah, dig a hole to poop in. Yes, that's what we talk about.
He was all excited, and then he was planning on planting a tomato plant in it, and then feeding it to his brother and not telling him what it. And I'm like, that is so wrong. What are you doing? Where did you come up with this?
Well, let's think about this for a minute. How do they ripen tomatoes in the grocery store?
They use methane gas.
They use methane gas, so cow farts. That's how they make your tomatoes. What is it? Really, there's that much difference.
Not people poo.
I'm sorry, it just doesn't make it doesn't make me feel any better about the tomatoes being ripened that way. But it does make me laugh thinking that one of our sons is thinking through this.
Because he was really going to do this. I said, you have to wait a year for, if you have a composting toilet, you have to wait a year for to be able to use that. And I'm like, and I think even then you're kind of safer if you only use it on like fruit trees and stuff like that. But I'm like, So, but yeah, he was all about that, man. He was going to dig himself a whole 5-foot hole.
So here's kind of where our side of being prepared or self-reliant kicks in. We were faced with the county. I believe it was the county, shut the water off so they could do some upgrades.
Yeah.
So from 10 to 6, no water. There's no using the restroom. There's no making any kind of anything. We have to go and use the bottled stuff. And so being prepared for that stuff is not a bad idea. It's not bad to have some water online and water on hand.
Girl, you need to stop.
The peanut gallery is very distracting tonight.
She's very distracting.
I have a feeling she's going to hurt herself with this thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, wanted you guys to just think about that. We talk a lot about being self-reliant and being prepared, but maybe not as much as we should, because that was an interesting situation. It wasn't dire. No one dehydrated horribly.
I did have to tell my son, I'm like, you are not allowed to. He likes to crunch on ice, and then he'll leave the ice tray completely empty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are not allowed to have ice. Your dad needs to come home and be able to have a drink with ice in it, and instead of cursing at the ice tray, well, he doesn't curse at it, but
well, I know who it is.
At the ice tray, because he doesn't have any ice. So.
All right, so let's talk about the Goin Batty kitchen.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right.
The Goin Batty kitchen is so much fun. I love what you do on your videos. You're just awesome at it.
Thank you.
She does a great job. She shows us how to cook. She shows us how to cook easy. If you guys are at all interested, check out the Goin Batty kitchen playlist. It has some great stuff that Heather's made. But this week, or this coming in the next few days or beyond, is...
I am going to make not lasagna.
It's not lasagna, but it's lasagna.
Yes. It's not all of the tediousness of layering everything in there. It's kind of that throw it in a pan and go, because this is one of my kids' most favorite meals.
Goin Batty playlist,
so I'm gonna make not lasagna, and I think I'm gonna try to get because here's the thing, like now that my friend has moved away and it makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Cookie Friday was kind of messed up a little bit because we were hanging with them and having fun. But now that they're gone, I have time to do Cookie Friday again. So I think I'm going to do. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for Cookie Friday yet, but I've gotten several ideas because I'm sitting there, I'm going, you know, bar cookies are cookies too. Like I could do lemon bars, or I could do like raspberry crumble bars, or I could try to make homemade Twix bars because that would be awesome. And Katie's requested Samoas, like Girl Scout Samoas, because you know you can only get Girl Scout cookies like a certain time of the year.
Yep.
Or you should only get Girl Scout cookies because
No, Keebler come out with this whole line of Girl Scout cookies that aren't Girl Scout cookies. They're grasshoppers. They're the whole.
Kevin's asked me to learn how to make tagalongs, the peanut butter ones.
Gosh. What color will your new kitchen be at the new house?
My kitchen is going to be
pinkish red, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a pinkish red color. So, well, no. We painted over it. Remember, before we moved, we painted over it. So it's kind of, this was my thing. I want it painted a color where dirt doesn't show very well. So it's kind of that builder beige. That's what our realtor called it. You know, that kind of, it's not white, but it's not really brown either. It's kind of somewhere in between.
Whitney Sue's has a challenge for you, Heather.
Yes.
Could you try some gluten-free cookies? My toddler can't eat gluten.
I can try that. I've never cooked with. I know that there's a little bit of a learning curve cooking with gluten, like gluten-free flour. So I do know, like we've tried gluten-free pasta and I hate it. I don't like it. It's got a weird texture to me.
I didn't mind it.
He liked it. He thought
okay.
It was fine. So it was just a weird texture for me. So I can try. I'll have to research like what's the best kind of like gluten-free flour to use and everything, but I can try that. Yeah.
During Hurricane Matthew, we filled our tubs with water to flush our toilets.
Oh, that's smart.
We should have thought of that. But
I thought of that. I'm like, we should have had a 5-gallon bucket.
5-gallon bucket.
And we could have,
We could have pooped in a bucket.
No, we don't poop in a bucket. So.
Especially when it's
compost toasties. Yeah. All right. Anyway, what else is going to happen in the Goin Batty kitchen? Anything?
I think I keep saying this, but we never get to it. But because things have just kind of gotten away from me. But I want to make chicken gyros. I've got a recipe for that is just awesome. I love it.
Homesteading Pioneer Way goes, I poop in a bucket.
Well,
listen, I have no issue with it. I think
I do. I have an issue with it.
It's no problem. Here's the thing. Okay, 1 bathroom, 6 people. I'm waiting to go to the bathroom. I would poop in a bucket. I don't need them to poop in a bucket. I would be happy to do it. And I'm probably going to when we move, but I'm not going to tell anybody about it.
Oh, okay. So Wanda from Deep South Homestead, she has to make them because Danny doesn't eat gluten.
Cool.
So, okay, thank you.
That's a great challenge. The kitchen, as I remember it, what color did you say we painted it?
It's like a
builder beige is what
a builder beige. It's like a tan color. It's not really brown, but it's not off-white either. It's that one. It doesn't show dirt as well because if you go along the walls in this house about right here, there's all these fingerprints at about kid height of just dirty handprints because my kids are the happiest when they're filthy. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coco Noel. Appreciate you putting that up for us. That's a big help. Anyway, we're gonna bring you guys along every step of the way. We haven't. It's kind of the countdown right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's the 9th. It's the beginning of the month, and
it's the final countdown.
Okay, and we're back. Hi, everybody. Yeah. We're starting to plan here, but you know how that can turn out. You think you've got everything figured out. You think you've got a good plan. And then once you get there, you realize that the space was different than what you thought it was. So at least we're going into it. Okay, I'm watching you in Cole's parking lot. I've got to drive. Okay, that's hilarious.
Okay, stop watching us while you're driving.
That's bad.
That's bad, Donna.
Driving
don't do that.
and watching TV, bad. But you can listen to us.
Yes.
For sure you can listen to us. Shh, everybody be quiet.
Okay, why are we being quiet?
We're fooling Donna Terry. She'll think we turned off. I'm just kidding. No. Thank
it.
you for that, delete. All right.
Yep.
Pool noodle from the dollar store. Use a pool noodle from the dollar store.
On a bucket. It makes you an instant toilet seat, so.
Oh. But see, here's the thing. I need something oval. You know? Like.
Oh my gosh, you're so picky.
It's just.
They don't make oval
It's
buckets.
a comfort issue, folks. You know.
They don't make oval toilet seats either.
Actually, I did listen to you on the drive home, LOL. That's awesome.
Okay.
No worries. Listen away. We've got a lot to say and a lot to talk about. We still have a lot to talk about, so stick with us. I know our hour is up, but we're going to keep rolling through. We've got a chicken update for you.
You forgot this.
Oh, what?
This one.
No, I talked about that.
No, you didn't talk about...
The 50 faces?
No, you didn't talk about that.
I'm getting to that. It's down here on the list.
I'm sorry.
Right there. Favorite things.
Okay. Sorry.
So anyway, we are
Florida Singularity agrees with you. Oval is the key.
I'm telling you now. LOL, Kevin. All right, well, I'm going to get focused here for just about 5 seconds.
Focus.
We have some chickens we still got to get rid of, okay? And it's hard because I love chickens. I think they're awesome. We've got 4 roosters, which we can't keep because once they start crowing, they become a problem.
Yeah.
So freezer camp, Craigslist, a couple of different options on those. We're not too stressed out about those. We have 5 that are great. We have 1 we absolutely would call a pet.
Yeah,
I mean, they are a domesticated. She's a domesticated pet.
Yeah.
I mean, in all intents and purposes, she will come right up to us. It's a barred rock named Dot. You saw it when we first started our video here, and she is a gem. She's a great little bird. And there's a black Australorp that no, not a black. Is it a black Australorp?
Yeah, we have Australorp.
An Australorp that is just as broody as any silky you'd ever meet. I mean, this thing just automatically. Yeah. Kevin, I have talked with a friend who is making plans for my coop. Awesome! That's great. I've been thinking about you and that plan. So, you like to travel while pooping? Oh, thank you for deleting that. Appreciate that.
I got it.
All right. And Coco Noel was on it too.
Okay.
Way to go, you guys. We're not moving too far. We're just moving up north about 40 minutes.
Wait, Noah's Ark got deleted?
And I don't know.
Okay. I think that may have been an accident.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
The message was deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was trying to talk.
That's right.
Let's let them moderate and let's focus on the show. We have these birds that we have to get rid of. I would love to take the chickens with us. The problem is that the city of Dayton does not allow chickens at this time. But there is a Ohio bill something. Heather, you know the name of the bill.
It's Ohio Bill 175.
That would allow for backyard chickens.
Yeah.
And so we are not able to bring them with us, but I would argue that they're domesticated pets if I was allowed to bring them with us. So,
yeah.
But we're still thinking through that. But we definitely have to get rid of them, at least 2 or 3 of them, and we're gonna turn to some friends of the channel to see if maybe they'll take care of them.
Yeah.
We don't have much of a space, but for 2 or 3 chickens, or even just 2 chickens, you never want to have just 1 chicken. You always they're hurt. They're I don't want to say they're herd animals, but they do need that. They need that. A
lot of times, like a lot of places,
community.
they will only they won't sell you 1 chicken.
Right.
You have to
They'll
buy
sell
like
you 6.
3 or something like that.
Or 6.
So.
Clean and freeze them. Heck yeah. And for those of you who don't know, and you'll watch some of our videos, we don't get into actually showing it, but we eviscerate our own chickens. We raise our chickens. We eat some of our chickens, not all of them. Mm-hmm. Some of them are pets, and some of them are worthy to be soup.
Yeah.
And so we're not, we're definitely okay with that, but we recognize that some of our chickens are our pets, and we want to see them go to a good home. Yeah, the Buff Orpingtons are great ones too. Yeah. I love Buff Orpingtons. Those are great birds. And so we're just waiting to see what we need to do with these roosters before we leave. And the hens we can figure out as well. It's just going to take a little bit of time. What do we feed them? Well, we try to do grass, bugs, mice, worms, but we have a feed supplement as well. We try to keep it pretty natural, but we do give them a feed. I don't think it has any GMO in it, and so
we don't do Thrive Life tasting parties in Michigan because we live in Ohio.
Yeah,
so.
but and if anyone is interested in Thrive Life, please email us at info.goinbatty@gmail.com. There are certain things that we can do, like video, where we sit across the table from you in a Skype discussion and talk about Thrive Life, or we can just put it on a video one night on a Friday night freestyle, or we can just talk about it.
Tim Beverly, roosters don't lay eggs. You should know that.
Okay, that's funny.
Have them walk backwards and they'll turn back into eggs.
Okay, that's funny. That is very funny. We will definitely let me say that one more time. We will definitely be willing to talk with you. Just email us at info.goinbatty@gmail.com, and we can talk to you about Thrive Life. The beauty of the beauty of this social media thing is that we can tell you about these amazing products and you can experience them. We can talk about the food, and there was someone earlier on the chat asking if they had smaller samples if they had smaller samples of Thrive Life food, and they do. And so if you email me, we can talk about it. It's it's goinbatty@gmail.com, not thrivelife.com, Coco Noel. Info,
but that is our like if they want to order something.
No, it's not. It's spelled wrong.
Oh, it's spelled wrong. Oops.
It's info.goinbatty@gmail.com. And it should be in the description below when we're done. The website should be in the description below when it's done. And by all means, Coco Noel, go ahead and put the stuff up there as well. There. Katie didn't even get it right. Coco Noel got it right, but Katie didn't do it right. My own daughter. It's info.goinbatty@gmail.com. So, God love you. Yeah. All right. And the Goin Batty store. Oh, let me tell you, there's some exciting things coming to the Goin Batty store. Over the next week or so, you're going to see some new stuff coming up on our website. I am married to one of the craziest crocheting maniacs I've ever met in my life. We were sitting at an event last night, the event where we talked about Rafflemania, and I watched my wife go from 0 to 60 as she burns through making a pot holder. And she did it within like 10 minutes. It was incredible.
Well, and I make like bigger ones because I don't like the ones that are only about like that big. You know, I like something that's bigger that you can put in your hands. You can set it under the thing and it won't burn your table and stuff like that. So that, and I use the cotton yarn, and I double up the strands, and that's what I use for mine. And I like those. It's the same thing that I make my handles for my cast iron out of. So that's what I did last night. And it helps me because, like I said, that's my version of the fidget spinner. It gives me something to do, and it just, I don't do well in crowds. I don't like crowds. I don't like lots of people. And so 50 people in this little tiny room made me like, so I crochet. So that's what I did. But so yeah, that was my crocheting thing. So what do we have?
Tim Beverly, you can't Skype with my wife. What is that? I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense.
Shame on you. No.
Yes. Do you think 4 chickens and a rooster will be okay in a little Tykes coop? It depends on how big the coop is. Chickens can live in a very small space, but you need to make sure you have a 3 foot square foot. Did I say that wrong?
3 square feet.
3 square feet for each chicken, so they have plenty of room to move.
Yeah. So they can be in the coop like at night, but they have to have 3 square feet per chicken kind of outside of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a little distracted. Let's go back. I wish it was socially acceptable for guys to crochet in public. I do it for all your same reasons, Heather, and to be productive. Listen, I say we break the chain right now. We all get together. No.
Well, no. Somebody else I know. I watched it. Okay, Hewitt Homestead. I love. You hear me talk about them all the time. I love them. This dude, like, he works for the prison system, and he's like no wimpy guy. Like, I remember him saying in one of his videos, he learned how to crochet because he was kind of a prepper first, and then he went into the homesteading thing, and I was like, what? So.
But the crocheted items that Heather's coming up with are amazing, but Katie has something to show you, and I'm just going to ask her to step right here behind us.
This is awesome. This is my favorite.
This is the ultimate apron. Here you go, so you can see it. It is a superhero apron. Look at that thing.
It is got awesome. Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and Batgirl on it. And then she's got her little yellow ruffle down here, and then she's got her little pocket with the little lace bow on it. And this one is my favorite one that she's done so far. It is awesome.
It is very cool.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that.
I got a picture of it. She's supposed to be working on the website tomorrow. So she's got another one that's pink and flowery and very girly going up. And I've got a couple of like scrubbies and stuff like that and a new bag that's going up too.
It's cool stuff. So check it out. That's just one way that we do our thing. So if you like what you see, by all means, feel free to purchase something if you like it, because that's an income stream we have to support our family, just like Thrive Life is. A lot of people ask me, Kevin, online, and I get these emails a lot, how can we support your family online? And here's how you can do it. Check out Thrive Life and check out the Goin Batty store. Those are two ways that you can encourage and support our family. And
Nona Grace said, my brother crocheted in high school in his shop class in 1968.
Okay, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Flatlander Homestead, welcome. No worries. We're glad you're here. And I saw Norma Mason came in. There's a bunch of people coming in. No problem. We're glad you're here. NZ Mermaid has been doing pottery while she's listening to us. So anyway, there's some fun stuff that's going on. The favorite thing for Heather tonight is the apron. I have a favorite thing as well, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about it.
Hold on just a second. It's last night, Sky One, do you have a Batman shirt? She doesn't make shirts, but she actually made an apron for Jonathan over at Lone Star Lifting. She made a man apron, and it was Cowboys because he's in Texas, and so I've been trying. Right now, she does like girls' aprons, but I bet you anything if she did one that was like Batman or Superman or something like that, that one would sell. We would do it in a little more manly.
Not pottery, potterine. That means household chores. Oh, I'm sorry.
We didn't know that.
Okay, thank you, NZ Mermaid.
We do not have here.
Sorry, I thought that meant something else. I apologize. So one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to encourage folks on certain charities, and we met a charity last night that we'd want to mention to you. It's local here, but you definitely can check out their website. We'll have a link for you down at the bottom. There's a story in here, there's a little brochure that we got about Vivian, and Vivian passed away after a 59-day battle, and her parents, as she was fighting, kind of looked around and noticed other parents. She was in intensive care for a long term, and along with other families, and it was just this horrible situation that no parent would ever want to go through. But one of the things that they noticed was there were a lot of sick babies there alone beside their daughter, Vivian. And what they did is they asked the question, why? Why aren't these parents with their kids? And the parents put in a very awkward position of having to choose to work to support their family or be at the hospital and lose their job. And so this organization is called Vivian's Victory. Vivian is that sweet little thing right there. And she passed away. If I'm missing any of these stories, there is a group of people who go around and make sure that those parents that have kids who are in these situations have their electric paid for, have their mortgage paid for. They have funds that are going to these folks so that they can be beside the bed of their child as they go through either the process of death and losing a loved one, or the process of recovery when they recover from said disease that's attacked them. And so there's all of this great information. They were there with us last night. We got to know them. This is the lady who's lost her daughter. Her name is Maria Dunlap. I don't think I'm showing you a very good... Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I would encourage you guys that if you are interested in hearing more about their story, check out their website at viviansvictory.org, and we'll put that.
Okay, can you put that in the link?
We'll put that in the live chat, and we'll put that down in the comments below as well. So by all means, check them out. That's one of my favorite things to come. One of the biggest blessings that we have had is that we've had community around us. Now, we haven't had the tragedy of losing a child. So we understand on our level, which is much different than Vivian's family, Maria, what it means to have community around us. What would it mean to have community around you as you're losing your child? I can't even process that.
Just as you're going through a hard time, because she shared a story of there was a family that they had been working with, and the lady, it was like this avalanche of stuff going on, like the child's in the hospital, their car goes down, something else happened, and then on top of all that, her washer went out. Yep. And they were at an event, and Maria was like, hey, just by any chance, if anybody has a washer and dryer, I know somebody who could use one. And this person piped up and like, well, we just moved and we're trying to get rid of a washer and dryer. And so she contacted this lady, and she said she told her, she says, I have a washer and dryer for you. We had somebody step up and say, hey, we have an extra one. I would like to give it to you. And the lady was just in tears. She said, it makes me tear up a little bit. She said, my son just came to me and he said, Mom, school starts. Am I going to have to go to school in dirty clothes? Yep. Because she didn't have the money this week to go to the laundromat. Yep. And so to have that, I mean, it's just, it brings joy to my heart. And when joy is brought to my heart, I cry for some reason. But it was just a really wonderful story that she told, and just the amazing things that this charity is doing. And it was brought about because somebody had a loss, and and she wanted to help other people who were going through that same thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they're great people. They had a lot of amazing folks. We'll put the website up so you guys can see more about it. But we'll do it down in the comments as well. Yeah, okay. So anyway, that's some of our favorite things. And it's the part of the show now where we talk about upcoming projects. Well, I think our biggest project is the move. It is. We have to. The guy that's lived there, he's a bachelor, and so what is bachelor clean might not actually be what is mom clean. So, I don't think we don't know what we're in for yet. Yeah, and I don't think that he's from the appearances of the house on the outside, he's taken really good care of it. So we have no complaints there, and right. So we're just gonna have to go in and clean stuff because you don't want to. We'll vacuum and clean walls and make sure that the refrigerator and the stove and all that kind of stuff. We'll get all that done, and then we'll start with moving stuff out of the storage unit that we have, and then moving stuff out of here. The real project. Yeah, that one is because it is like that can of snakes where if you open it and they it just pops out. That's what I'm afraid of. Pops out and we go to the storage everywhere. Yes. I already rented a moving van. It's not quite as big as the big family homestead. But we've got one rent. And we can go back and forth. We can do it in more than one trip. We don't have to do it in one trip. We will have to go back and forth. Yeah. But we've got by Angie's Pantry. We've got a lot to do. The moving itself, I mean, just getting our storage
been cleaned out, and getting that financial burden of that monthly charge off of our finances will be great. That changes a lot. Plus, we've got a ton of stuff we've got to get out of your mom's house.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is we have to organize and slim down, because the amount of time that we thought we were going to be here, it was actually longer. So my kids have outgrown clothes, they have outgrown toys, and they frankly have gotten to the place where they don't want as much stuff as they had before. And so we're going to have to go through all of that decluttering to get, because I'm not really a clutter person to begin with, but we got a lot of stuff, and we're going to have to go through it, and we're going to have to slim it down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I agree with you, Jonathan from Hoffman Family Homestead. I would rather make multiple trips than drive that big tank. And Brad was talking about in one of his videos how those things, they sway. We had a Penske, similar size, that we used to drive back from Maryland from. And Maryland for us was a 10-hour drive. And it was packed full too. And so it's just scary. But we're gonna take you on that very interesting journey. It's interesting. We're not sure exactly how quickly we'll move in, but it'll be quicker than what we think. Does that make any sense? We don't know how much we're gonna have to clean. We don't know how much we're gonna have to organize, but we're going to be probably within the first week bringing you into some of it. We might set up a little live stream and you'll get to see us unload everything, but for the most part, we're going to try to keep a pretty regular schedule, but shift into a different gear, just having our own place. We have furniture, we have clothes, we have the kids' toys, we have those random McDonald's toys that we save for no apparent reason other than we felt like it. Just junk that we just need to get sifted through.
We moved rather quickly, so it was just kind of like, okay, throw everything in a box. Just throw it in a box. Just throw it in a box. So,
who knows? That's great. When I lived up in up north, I crocheted all hats, all sizes, and gave out homeless during the winter. That's a great idea.
She was saying that the history of crocheting came from fishermen. It says that fishermen in Ireland crocheted their nets.
Yeah.
So that's part of the history of crocheting. So it actually was a manly thing at one time.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Get your Goin Batty scrubbies on sale now. Well, we're moving on to the resources that we have, and Heather has a great resource for you that we know you know. So we're just gonna do a shout out then.
So, this lady, I have never made one of her recipes where my family has turned their nose up at it. There are two places where I can get recipes from that I know that my family will like it. One is the America's Test Kitchen cookbook. Now those are a little more detailed and a little more, there's a little more scienciness behind it. But the other place that I've never had, like if you're looking to get started with cooking and you want it to be relatively simple but still really good food, is go to the Pioneer Woman's website. I've never had a recipe that they've been like, yeah. So, she has great recipes. I love them. My Not Lasagna started out as her version of something, and then we've tweaked it and changed it and everything. But the original idea of it actually came from her. So I think she's a great resource for anybody who's wanting to learn how to cook.
Oh, so, let me tell you, the American's Test Kitchen is awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that one is one of the best ones that we have. So, and it's in storage right now. Yeah. America's Test Kitchen. There was another one that they did. They had another show, but I forget. Like Cook's Country.
Cook's Country.
That's what it was. Hold on. I need to shift here.
Okay, we're shifting.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, we're good.
Yeah. But, no, those are some of the best was, like, I would start, if you're first learning how to cook, I would start with the Pioneer Woman, and once you kind of got your feet underneath you when it comes to cooking, look at like America's Test Kitchen or Cook's Country or something like that, and those are some really, really great cooking resources.
Absolutely.
So,
well, my resource isn't a resource, it's actually a favorite thing, I guess, but I have two favorite things, so I'm just jumping in here randomly. But this little pill right here, I have been, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. There it is. I have been struggling with arthritis for many, many, many years, and have recently found out that I'm going to need a knee replacement. And this little guy right here is Moringa. We found out about Moringa from Big Family Homestead, and I take two in the morning, 2 at night, and it really keeps a lot of my arthritis stuff at bay. We typically like to buy American, but unfortunately they don't grow any of this in America, so it is that's kind of what the bottle looks like if you want to know the spelling of it. It is such a huge help to the arthritis in my knees. I've got arthritis in my joints. It's just overall a huge help, and so I recommend it. If you always check with the doctor if you think it could conflict with anything you're already taking. As J0 says, I'm just a dude that likes to take Moringa. No, he doesn't say that. I'm sorry.
I will tell you the other thing with that is I have problems with ringing in my ears. And for some reason, when I started taking that, it has helped. It hasn't made it go away.
It tempers it.
It makes it tolerable.
Absolutely.
And it makes it to where it's almost not there. So, but yeah, for some, I don't know why. And I don't take, like, he can barely get me to take Tylenol when I have a headache. But
that's right.
I don't take a lot of stuff. But that's the one thing that has helped me. So
yeah. Florida Singularity, I have ringing in my ears issue too.
If you can find that stuff, give it a try. I mean, like I said, I was having the problems. I started taking it, and it has helped it subside a little bit. But when I don't take it, I can tell. Like I can tell. And so because I thought this can't be it, and then I quit taking it. I'm like, oh, maybe it can. So.
Last guy won. Yes, I think it does. I think it does help with back pain. But I haven't had firsthand experience with that. Our friend Brad over at Big Family Homestead has back problems, and he takes it, and it helps him a lot. With his,
he takes it more for his arthritis.
For his arthritis, though, yeah. Alice Hagen, I've been taking Moringa. I wish I could say it makes a difference with my pain, but I do feel it helps me nutrition-wise. Also, I'm going to try changing brands. That's probably an important thing. When you look at Moringa, if it is brown, it's dead. Don't use it. If it is green, that means it's still fresh and it's going to help you. That's one lesson we learned is Moringa is just, it's no good if it turns brown and it's an old bottle. You're going to find deals out there where you can get 5 bottles for $1 or something ridiculous. They're going to ship you a brown pill, and it does nothing. Get the stuff that's green.
We got ours at the vitamin shop.
Yep. And we'll put a link down below to the Amazon thing.
For the one that we use. Because, I mean, I know Brad fills his own pills and everything.
Krista fills it.
Krista fills the
pills. They have a pill filler.
But we just don't do that. We just buy it at the vitamin shop. So
okay.
Yeah.
GFGL and others grow it.
Go for Green Living. He lives in Florida though, so it's probably easier to grow it down there than it is here. Yeah. I know that Danny at Deep South Homestead, he's tried to grow it in his greenhouse, and I'm not sure how well it's doing, but yeah.
Well, guys, if you have any questions, this is the part of the evening where we open it up to you and say, do you have any questions for the Goin Batty clan? Anything about homesteading, anything about raising kids, anything about being married to a goofball like me, anything that you guys want to ask us, feel free to ask. This is a great time to do it. Yes, I am. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I changed our Devo time to 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're gonna try it for a week and see how it goes. I feel like it's worth a shot while the Big Family Homestead is getting settled and they can take back over the weekly devos, and we'll see how it goes. If you guys would like me to continue after that, we can talk about it. But for now, we're just doing it for the season that Big Family is getting set back up. Yeah. So that we're gonna start at 7 o'clock every morning, right here at the kitchen table. Most of the time at the kitchen table.
Yeah.
And then we will. It's gonna be 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And if you can't make that, you can by all means watch us later and check us out later. So I think that's a good info. Saturday, I think we're gonna move to 7 o'clock as well. Because we're early birds. I'm an early bird, and my day gets started at 8 o'clock, and we don't stop until the day is done. So 10:30 has been a little bit difficult for us to do. So we're gonna stick at 7 o'clock even on Saturdays. And I know that's probably a no-no for some of you, but we're gonna try it.
We could do it slightly later because I'm usually not out of bed at 7 o'clock.
Heather's like, really?
Just starting to wake up a little
Saturdays?
bit. Yeah.
I guess that is early,
well,
but
I just so that I can be there to take prayer requests and stuff
Sure.
like that, because it's hard for me to do. Like maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well, what time do you want me to do it, babe?
Well, I don't know. Like maybe if we did it like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Like
okay.
a
Saturdays.
9.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. But every other day is going to be 7 o'clock, so I have time to get to work and get started on my day. So I hope you guys will join us. If you can't, by all means, watch us on the rewind. And I'm just getting to work when the devos start. There you go.
Yeah.
Bright early in the morning. That's perfect. So
no, we have not heard from Will at the weekend homesteader.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Have you heard from Will at the weekend homestead? No, we have not. And I don't know if we're going to. So I'm not sure what's going on. NZ Mermaid, hope the Moringa works for you to grow from seed. That's really cool. That would be really cool if we could do that here, but we'd have to be inside. So my mom takes turmeric and glucosamine for her arthritis. Oh, that's a good idea. Also, Dr. Axe YouTube channel is awesome for health advice. He's a Christian also. Oh, that's cool.
I've heard Leah Michelle mention him.
Oh, okay. So Will is coming off of vacation and catching up. Gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Whatever happened to Dolphin Man?
He is Space Cat. He was having problems with his comments not being posted, and like a whole lot of problems with that. So if you see Space Cat come on, that's Dolphin Man.
Yeah.
So
and he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. Yeah.
I think very highly. I still call him Dolphin Man.
Well, yeah, I still.
I can't switch to Space Cat. But anyway, thanks for the advice on Dr. Axe too. I've never watched that. I'll check it out. We need to check that out. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other questions or thoughts or things that you'd like to ask us? Let me run through it one more time. The spiel. We have a Thrive Life business. We'd love for you to check out Thrive Life Food. If you're interested in getting more information, please email us at info.goinbatty, GoinBatty, @gmail.com, or you can check out our Thrive Life page. Plus, we have our website for Goin Batty store, where all the crocheted and handmade items that we have that my awesome family makes are on there. And then also we have something else. What's going on?
Florida Singularity says, do you have 5 minutes to Skype with me after this? I want to talk about Thrive Life.
Absolutely, no problem. Do me a favor, email your contact information to us and we'll get on it. No worries.
It's the Devo is a morning devotional that he does.
Yes. We talk about God.
Yeah, he talks about, because we're a believing family. So and he's been asked by Brad over at the Big Family Homestead to kind of take over the devotions while he is getting his family moved into their house.
Yeah. You know, I say that flippantly, devos, like people know what we're talking about. So
yeah.
Have you ever had goats? No. We haven't been in a position where we could have that. We'd love to, though. I think goats would be a lot of fun. I'm going to need some cast iron skillet handle covers because I use my cast iron all the time. I put it in the oven, but who is stupid enough to touch a hot handle? I am.
I've done that before. I know where you can get those, Donna Terry.
Yeah, goats are great, and I'll tell you, you know, again, we're probably 3 years out from seeing a place where we can actually have a homestead where we can have goats.
Yeah.
But we will come to your place and see yours.
Whose place are we going to?
Anybody that has goats, like
Hoffman
family.
We'll
go and raid. We'll bring all 6 of us.
Show up at their
house.
Like, hi.
Listen, we will bring food. That is the upside. We don't go anywhere without food. And then also we will bring lots of kids.
Yeah, we got lots of kids.
We got kids to play with your kids. Just kidding. But a bear just killed 2 goats of Idaho Hillbilly, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever had raw milk? Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
I got your Skype info. Thanks, Florida Singularity.
Yeah.
Come to PA. Love food and kids. You know, I would love to start traveling the country. I've been talking to Heather about this.
Come to my place and see mermaids. She lives in New Zealand.
Please, can we come?
We'll drive.
I have... part of that might be swimming, just to be honest with you. I've always wanted to come to Australia or New Zealand, which I know are not the same thing, and would love to see you guys. Can you share how you made your store, as it is not Etsy, etc.?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I had toiled over our store because it really didn't do what it was supposed to do. We started out on WordPress, and it wasn't simple enough. I don't want to spend hours on a website. I want to live life, and wouldn't you know it, my beautiful daughter has the amazing ability to manage our website. And so what we did is we switched over to Wix, and they have a great platform. It's a simple platform, and it is easy enough for us to use to get our stuff up there, to enjoy some of that stuff, and you know, be a part of that, or to have our things up on it. So we use Wix. It has a great backdoor to how you how do I say this, to how you manage your website. It's real easy. They use PayPal. We don't really do a whole lot with it, and we haven't gotten a lot of volume on it.
Hoffman says they use it for their store.
I think it's very good. I see a lot of I would love to visit New Zealand. Yes, that would be awesome. Let's see. Become a Goin Batty Patreon supporter. Let's talk about the Goin Batty Patreon account.
Do we have one?
We do not use that a whole lot. Yes, we do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We do not use that one a lot, but it is there for anybody that's interested in it. You're welcome to come and get goats, LOL. Roman Atwood has a donkey. Awesome. No one will tell me about the Patreon.
I don't really know anything about it.
I'll tell you what. We'll go click on it. Read all the information about it. We haven't tended to it in a long time, so it hasn't gotten our attention a whole lot. But we do have a we do have a Patreon account.
Somebody's asking if it's Wix or Wix.
It is WIX. WIX. Coco Noel got it.
Maybe you should do a video on that. Remember how you did with the iPhone, showing them how to do iMovies?
Oh yeah, I can do that. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I can show you. I don't want to show you too much of the behind the scenes because we got to keep the magic alive, right, folks?
Well, no, but if they have, because I know we struggled with Etsy, and we struggled with these other ones. They were just too hard to do.
They're complicated for this little mom and pop operation, and it is illegal to sell raw milk here. It's
illegal to sell raw milk here as well. You can herd share, and you can have your own animals, but you can't sell it. And you know, it's. I wish we could get it, but I mean, it's like $7 a gallon here if you're going to buy raw milk, and that just for my family, I can't afford
just
to
share
do
your
that,
wallet with us. Oh, okay, no problem. Done and done. I'll go ahead and post my credit card numbers for you now. No, sorry. You can buy raw milk here in New Zealand if you say you're using it to bathe in.
Well, it was funny. You could buy raw milk in Maryland if you were telling them that you were using it to feed your animals.
Interesting.
And you could hop over the border to where we lived. We were like 15 minutes from Pennsylvania. Now, raw milk you can buy anywhere there, apparently, or at least in the area that we were in. We could go over to the little Amish store and pick up raw milk, and then bring it back into Maryland. So
Noah Sark, 1962. She just has he or she just has one word comments like, "Oh wow?" ? Yeah, we get that more than you'd think, actually. But anyway, is it sheep's milk in New Zealand? I don't know. It might be. NZ Mermaid, you'll have to answer that one for us. So other things that you guys might want to know about what we do, and then we're going to wrap it up. Wow, that's a huge thing right there. Support this channel, and
it's our Amazon affiliate.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not very good at putting links of stuff. Like, I mean, there's certain things that we've put in links things that I actually use. Like, I use all the time. Like the thing that we use to squish the hamburger with, and the stuff like the KitchenAid mixer. Like, if you were ever going to buy a mixer, I would suggest a KitchenAid. I love my blender. Now, my sister-in-law is scared to death of my blender and my food processor because I have a Ninja. And it's not the one where the blade is here and you push the top. I mean, this is a big one, and it's got the blender part has something like 4 blades that go up like this. Yeah. And you'll cut yourself with it if you're not careful, but I love it. I could probably pulverize BBs in it. So,
yeah, it's awesome. So let's make a note here that in Canada, JC was telling us that in Canada that they jail people in some parts if they try and deal with raw anything. Wow, that's scary. Yeah. And I just can't even imagine how that would, if you're doing the right things. I haven't seen sheep with, usually it's cow milk, but we have grass-fed cows, which is way better than grain-fed, yes. Yeah. Cows were meant and born to eat grass. And so that's better, in my humble opinion that I've been around.
Norma Mason, she has a prayer request. She is asking us to pray for the sale of her house.
Oh, yeah, we can relate to that.
We understand that. We've been there. We're still there. So trying to sell our house in Maryland. So
I was wanting a Keurig on sale, $59 Walmart. Anyone like or dislike?
We like our percolator. We got rid of our Keurig because it was just, for me, it was too much of a bite in the rear end to clean out. Like the little tray underneath and the little.
Jack, would you go get our new coffee pot, the one that's on the stove, please? We will show you what we make coffee in every morning, and guys, I'm telling you, this is the only real way to go. I love this coffee pot. I've owned every kind of coffee pot known to man. This one is my favorite. I love it, and I use it all the time. Bring it on in here, young man. This is Jack.
Yeah, for people that there's only one person or like 2 people drinking coffee in your house, a Keurig is like great. That's our coffee pot. We got it in the camping section of Meijer, which is a grocery store in our area, and it's the only one that we've seen that's had a really substantial handle, and it's big.
Absolutely. It's got the little percolator things you can see on top. Yeah. That one, actually, the original one broke, and we bought a replacement for that, and it wasn't very expensive at all. Yeah. So, guys, if you're wanting coffee, I totally recommend this. Now, there are times when you get coffee bones. What's coffee bones?
Coffee bones is the grounds. Every once in a while, I'll be like swigging away on it, and I'll forget. Be very careful when you get down to that end, because depending on who made the coffee. When Kevin makes it, here, let me have it.
I'm sorry.
When Kevin makes it, I usually don't get coffee bones. Yep. But when I make it, I always get coffee bones.
I know how to do it so you don't get coffee grounds in it. And if you do, they all settle to the bottom.
Yes, it's stainless steel.
It is stainless, I'm telling you, that is way better. You're going to spend the exact same amount of time, and it's going to take up less space on your counter. Just go to the grocery store, or go to Coleman, the Coleman website, or go to our Amazon affiliate link and check out the Coleman
but like
coffee
I said,
machine.
If you are somebody who drinks 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and like you're by yourself or it's just you and your husband, than a Keurig. That the price on that Keurig would be a good idea, but for us, he's at least 2 cups of coffee. Sometimes I'm 3, so it doesn't make sense for us to do that. We go through way too many of those K-cups.
Yes.
That's pretty much why we did it. It was because we were spending so much money on those little K-cups. It was like, this is dumb. We just need to,
Well, and I would push back a little bit to say, if it is just you, this is still cheaper because you're making coffee by the cents. Where those little K-cups are like $1 or $2, and they're not very good for the environment. Where you can take the grounds that you use in our coffee pot, and you can put them in your garden, and they're gonna be used. So I would suggest rethinking that a little bit. This whole K-cup thing bugs me a little bit, and I don't want to get off on a tangent.
Are you soapboxing?
But I'm gonna soapbox a little bit. We pay maybe 10 cents a cup of coffee in this house. Maybe 10 cents a cup of coffee. These little K-cups are way more expensive than that. I can take my coffee grounds, I can put them in the garden, I can get a green bean, a tomato, whatever. I can put them in with my new worm farm, which we'll show you later. And I can make compost out of it, and it's much better, more better. So it's more better, gooder. It's more gooder, better.
Yeah.
And so I would rethink that. Making a whole pot of coffee feels like a waste, but I don't think it really is. I think if you put it on your plants when it gets cold, when it cools down, I think when you take the grounds and you put them in there, you're talking you're still saving money after that little plastic cup gets thrown in the trash and you don't get to use the coffee grounds. Plus you have the machine you have to buy. That coffee pot cost me $15, I think, and I just use it on my stove. So
I think it cost us about $22.
Did it?
Yeah, because it was a nicer one. Yeah.
But anyway, I would suggest maybe you rethink it. K-cups are more cost effective for me. I would make half a pot of coffee and use a lot of coffee and pay 39 cents a cup. May seem pricey, but I would end up wasting more with the drip. Well, yeah, and I mean, it really goes back to each individual house. For us, it just did not make sense. I can totally respect your position, though. Epsom salt in your garden is great. Hey, Jatan, how are you?
We saw your finger.
Ugh. Yeah.
Are you okay?
It was a bloodbath. Good Lord. It was just a little thing. It was like everywhere. So anyway, any other questions or comments?
Yes, that's true, Allison. You can get reusable K-cups.
Can you? That's right.
Before, yeah.
That's right.
But I would suggest you get the little tiny filters that go with them too, because those are like a bite in the rear end to clean out.
Whatever hot coffee I don't drink, I put in a pitcher for iced coffee.
Kevin doesn't like iced coffee. I like iced coffee, but Kevin's like, bleh.
Good job. Who knows? I'm happy for you. Just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm not a big iced coffee guy, but more if you guys like it, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. Okay, finger's good. Finally stopped bleeding around 3 a.m. Yikes.
Yeah. She nicked the top of her finger off. Yeah. It was scary to
JC buys their own beans, organic, grind it with our $30 Walmart grinder, and save lots that way. All right, that's cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's almost time. I hate to say it, but it's almost time. It's time for us to say goodnight. It's time for us to say thank you to you guys. You are an awesome community, and we're so glad that you joined us tonight.
Water Singularity is with you. He's like iced coffee. Maybe is it a girl thing? I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I don't do it. I like my coffee with 2 sweeteners, and that's it. I don't put any cream in it. I used to when I was in my 20s. I used to put all this Irish cream stuff in it. I don't do that anymore. I drink it black with 2 sweeteners, and that's it.
I drink it with cream and 2 stevias in it. So I have to have cream in it to like counter out the bitterness.
Yeah. So we're going to say goodnight, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we could think of no one better to spend this evening with than you guys. Thanks for watching our show. Thanks for being with us. Check us out on Facebook. We've got a couple Facebook pages that you might want to see. Give you some inside scoop, the behind the scenes on the Goin Batty clan. But for now, I'm going to pray for us, and we are going to bail. All right? Let's pray. Father God, we thank you so much for this awesome day, and we pray that you would bless every single person on this live chat right now. Father, we love you, and we thank you for the privilege it is to walk beside you in life. And Lord, help us to do a better job recognizing your blessings. It's easy when you face things like blight in your garden to get frustrated and to get down and to not be excited about what you're doing. But Lord, we did get some vegetables from our garden, and we are very thankful for that. And Lord, let us use those vegetables to feed our family, and let the nourishment that we get from those vegetables glorify you, Father God, in the actions that we take. I lift up every prayer concern that's on this in the hearts of the folks that are watching this live chat. The ones that were spoken, the ones that were not spoken. We lift up the prayers, the praise that are out there. Everybody just is so excited that we could come together in community and talk about chickens and gardens and goats and raw milk, and it's just awesome. I'm so I just got a grateful heart right now, Lord. So bless everybody, and thank you for being our God. In your Son's precious name, go before us, beside us, and behind us. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys, there you go.
He said your haircut looks great.
Oh, thank you. It's all retreating to my back. No, I'm just kidding. But look at that thing. It looks like a landing strip, isn't it?
Well, it's funny because our boys need haircuts bad. Max is like getting very, very shaggy looking. So
yeah.
And he's even asking me to cut his hair.
Yeah.
He hates when I cut his hair. So
yeah. Well, he's right there in the back. You can see him right there. He's right there. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. It's been a great time. More updates as we go.
Bye.
Bye.